Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot
It's
out
oh
here.
yeah, is it? I fly up there tomorrow.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I
For
was
what?
the country band that I used to play for.
Aaron Neville?
I wish I could do a Neville voice.
You won't
Touch, fear
away
of cotton.
on yourself at all. Me too. I kind of don't
Right?
really have it.
It's a,
Fun to try that. Did you
can't
hear
do it.
Michelle? You know who Michelle Integiocello is?
No.
Never mind.
Okay.
Well, well, around here, around some of these parts, that's a kind of a big deal. And she's shown up at Jazz Alley, and I got like the Fleetwood Mac text thread. It's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, you guys, Michelle's showing up at Jazz Alley,
Killer.
and one of our Anastasia's like, I don't know who that is, but I'm going to buy tickets and do homework later because of all the oh my gods. Yeah,
Did she?
I don't know. That was like 8 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. This is real time.
It's happening.
It's happening now.
All right, where are we at?
Oh my God. Are we
Got it.
jumping that far? We're just going in?
I want to fucking, hey, look, you know what? God, fucking real. All right. I got some making up to do. These fucking aliens are coming. I want God to know that I was on his side the whole time. The aliens, whatever, man. Let's do God. God forward. Lean into God. You know what? Let's shoot for God. Let's shoot for God, Leif.
Shoot at God or for God?
Let's shoot at God. If you want to get high and read the Bible, shoot at God.
It's funny you say this because there's a Vendetta Red hidden track on the end of this amazing album that I wasn't on, so I can say that.
How very early 90s of you guys.
Yeah, it was right. I still like that shit. It was called "Shoot Up with God." That was the chorus. Shoot up with God. Shoot up with God.
Sort of like Godsmack.
God's.
I liked it better when they called it Godsmack.
I didn't like it when they called it Godsmack. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, not the band, the song.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Was that an Alice in Chains song?
Yes.
Yes,
And that,
yes.
You know that Godsmack was an Alice in Chains cover band.
No.
Yeah, they were.
Get
And-
fucked.
Yeah. And then they pivoted, course corrected.
That carrot got dangled in front of their face, and they were like, "Artistic credibility? What's that?"
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I get like, I'm glad I'm not like I used to be because music is maybe as important to me as the Bible. And so I get like really possessive of it. And I'll be like, why do you like that band? You know, I used to be like, get pissed off when people would like what I considered to be shitty music.
Yeah. Well, my buddy went to see Nickelback.
Perfect
He's like,
example.
He's like, don't hate me. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Lots of people like Nickelback.
Lots. Tons.
You know, it looks good on you.
Those Jankos. Hey, those jeans sure have a lot of bedazzlement in the back there.
They're not Affliction? Huh. I thought only.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they're knockoff Affliction. Oh. Yeah, Affliction, they get expensive, don't they? It's weird.
Affection.
Uh-huh. That's right.
Oh, God.
So once again, just to reiterate, God is real. Lean into God.
Lean
Let's
into
shoot
God.
for God. Let's get high and read the Bible.
Okay. I got a pen because we got a note from the landlord. So
Oh,
I've
about
been
God.
smoking too much weed in here. This ain't stunt weed, folks. This ain't no oregano.
Nope.
No. So it got smelly.
He does it Snoop Dogg style. Smile.
It's
Frown.
it's hard, but you know, it's my cross to bear. So I guess we'd start. And do you have the site up?
Oh, baby. It's right here.
Hell yeah. So you're going to look for Mark 1:40.
140.
Yeah, it says healing the leopard.
I think that's there's no D on the end of that word.
Oh, did I make it past tense?
Healing the leopard.
Leopard.
Climbing the tree to get the meat out of the tree that the leopard placed there. It's a what do you call it?
That's pretty biblical if you
It's pretty fucking early. It's early. You realize that? I've been awake for about 9 minutes.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I got up at 4.
Yeah, you're a crazy person, and I like to sleep.
Yeah.
Mark says healing a leopard.
Healing a leopard.
And a leopard. No, I'm not going to do that.
I'll continue it.
Yeah.
It won't be good.
And a leper came to him, beseeching him, and kneeling said to him, "If you will, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, "I will. Be clean."
Pretty simple.
And immediately the leprosy left him, and he was clean. And he sternly charged him and sent him away at once, and said to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses commanded for a proof to the people." But he went out and began to talk freely about it and spread the news, so that Jesus could no longer openly enter a town, but was out in the country, and people came to him from every quarter.
Healing people, getting popular, you know.
Yeah, look, I said don't play this cassette for anyone. Don't do it.
I kind of like that about Jesus and the Gospel of Mark.
He's such an indie gazer. He's such a shoegazer.
Shoegazer.
He's
Totally.
like the original. The original. Yeah.
Was Lanigan kind of, would he get moody? Okay. Just wondering because I only read magazine articles. You know, you've actually hung out with him a lot.
What do you mean? What do you mean moody?
Because I could be totally wrong, but just like the more I read the Gospel of Mark, I kind of start seeing less Kurt Cobain-y and more like Lanigan. Jesus.
With Jesus?
Yeah.
Well, it's just so fucking tired of everybody, and where can I get the drugs? You know? Maybe Jesus really just wanted people to fuck off and get him some milk of the poppy. Maybe.
I mean, he definitely doesn't seem to want the attention that comes with being able to fucking heal someone.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that way. Yeah, I don't know. That's such a funny question because he's like, I think I don't know if I told you this. I think we already talked about this, but like I've got this picture of us coming out of this restaurant. It's me and Nick Reinhardt and Duff and Mark, and we just had dinner. And I used to carry little cameras around, like
The little disposable ones.
yeah. I've got selfies of me from before there were but so I like come out and I'm like, "Hey Mark," and he turns around and I snap this picture. And I have the picture now, and like, but the look on his face when I snapped the picture, I thought he was going to rip my head off, you know. So you have two ways to go. You can be there like, "Oh, dude, so sorry," or you can be like, "Really, really? What are they charge you for smiles? What do they charge you for smile? What does it cost you?
You need $10 here.
Yeah, what is that? What's that? $1,000? You can't pay rent now." And he got all sheepish. He's like, "Oh boy,
That's kind of cute.
And then there's a picture, and I got a picture of the sheepishness, and then I got a picture of the four of us, like, and I think he's still being sheepish I think I'm still busting his balls while the four of us pictures like. So it's like, you know, his default was like, "I will fucking kill you." Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is, you know. It's like that was always the thing where, dude, remember, whoa,
tear you apart. But yeah, it's pretty emo. Like leprosy is a big deal back then. If you have it,
if you can cure now, what would Matt say? Is this real? Do you really cure him?
Oh, unprovable. We let's say this. This is because this is great. There are
This
lots
is great fodder. This is great talk. This is great content. Yeah, what did you
great
say?
content. Don't you? We're trying to reach masses. It's this story happens in 3 of the Gospels.
Oh,
So like
really?
again, and I like saying it this way, 3 of our biased sources towards these events are
Our most biased sources.
very. They're in agreement, so and
So it's official.
well, it's not official. It's just got a little bit more. It's got a little bit of a heavy foot with it. If it's in all of them, right? Because different times, different people, different sections, they're all choosing, as we've seen, to like represent the sources they're using in different ways. The Lord's Prayer, like Luke was like, it was 4 verses,
Yeah.
And so I'm if it's in all 3 of them, it seems to give it a little bit more credence.
To be real, man. It had to be real.
I mean, definitely not had to be real, but to the Christian canon, and to the if you read the Bible, it's in all of them. And
If you read the Bible, it gets exciting when when the stars align.
yeah, if they all fucking match up for real,
Yeah.
sure.
What,
But like,
which one's next?
oh, you know what? I gotta grab a battery.
I once put a battery in my butthole, and it wasn't the double A; it was the big triple D, and I lost it. And 3 years later, I got cancer. They found it. It didn't work anymore. It was dead. That is my that's my battery story. Yeah.
Okay, back.
I said that's my battery story. That's all.
You had a battery. I can't wait to edit this. Figure out what the fuck you said.
Little ditty.
Little ditty. Would that be cool if you could just pull out like a little Puff Daddy out of your pocket right then? Just be like a little ditty.
Ditty. Well, yes.
Did not. That was a homeschooled attempt at fucking humor right there.
Tiny ditty. Where'd you get the tiny ditty?
Where'd you get the little tiny ditty?
Oh, look at the ditty.
In the deeper voice too. It's just so much. It's so much more brutal. Oh, look at the little ditty. Good job. Good job with the ditty.
The sweet little ditty.
All right. Matthew has an account of this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8-1.
Healing a leper. When he came down from the. This is Matthew's.
This is
version of-
Matthew.
This is Matthew talking about one of the miracles Jesus allegedly for you performed.
For you. For you. You had all that leprosy. I got rid of it for free, bitch.
For you, your situation for you concurrently would be improved if I had $200 in my pocket. When he came down from the mountain, great crowds followed him, Leif.
Big, huge crowds.
And behold,
Tremendous crowds.
Tremendous, extraordinary crowds. And behold, a leper came to him and knelt before him, saying, Lord, if you will Lord, if you will, you can make me clean. And he stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, I will be clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said to him, see that you say nothing to anyone except for this giant crowd. But go show yourself to the priest and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a proof to the people. So wait. The leper came to him and knelt before him, saying, Lord, if you will, you can make me clean. And Jesus stretched out his hands? Okay. I will heal you. Be clean. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much same fucking thing.
Minus the crowd.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
crowd in the first one. Crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy too, because you could like go to the temple and have this healed by the priests.
What, leprosy?
Pretty much, I feel like it was everything. I hope I'm not misspeaking about that.
For a tithe?
Yeah. A hyssop of barley and 2 turtle doves. There's like these, you bring shit to throw on the altar. And obviously that's essentially like, for them, that's currency back then, right? And the priests do it. They throw it on there for you. And they atone for you between, Yahweh and you. And then all of a sudden you're supposed to walk away healed. So
And
it's like,
and what's Jesus saying to do?
well, in Mark, he says, don't tell anyone, right?
No. I mean, what's he saying to do? He says it both times. Says go show yourself to the priest and offer the gift that what is the gift that Moses commands?
So that would have been, I'm not sure what it is for leprosy, but there would have been like objects they can bring.
Let's see. So there's poverty. There's broken bones. There's starvation. Oh, leprosy. Here we go.
Yeah. So maybe it's like a goat. Maybe
does who wants the gift? Does Jesus want the leper to receive the gift?
To give it to the priests.
He wants them to give him the goat that should have healed him.
Well, see, Reza Aslan has a cool outlook on this. And I don't feel like maybe it's in Luke, the next one, but I feel like there's a different time Jesus heals someone and he's like,
Rizza?
and go, what now?
Rizza?
Oh, Rizza. Who takes for the children. But no, unfortunately.
That's the dopest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, right. But they're all into that shit. Those Wu-Tangs. Anyway, Reza Aslan, he wrote this amazing book called Zealot.
What the fuck is that?
He wrote this amazing book called Zealot. He's an author, but he grew up Muslim. He moved to America when he was like 16, 17, became a devout Christian. Oh. So he has a PhD in the New Testament. So he's like very well accredited. What now?
Thumb on the scale.
Dude, well, now he's very much not. He's a Muslim again. So he's very much, after studying the New Testament, he was like...
He's like me. He's like, that's all there is?
You would love
fucking horse shit. Horse shit. Fucking horse shit.
You would love him. And
I'm going back to Muslim. God damn it, that was 9 years of my fucking life.
So many thous, so many these.
Right. Wait, he says, give them the goat?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he's saying that what Jesus is doing is like sending these people he's already healed to go give the tithe, the money, the sacrifice to the priests that are going to heal them. So it's kind of like a slap in the face. Like, why don't you drive up there with your brand new free car to the car dealership and be like,
give him the car.
Yeah, because
or pay for the car. When do you pay them for the car that I made for you, that I miraculously pulled out of my ass?
Yeah, or saying, so it's like this twofold thing because he's fucking up their commerce, right? Because Jesus is like, those people aren't going to do that. He's telling them to go, kind of jokingly be like, should I give you this and this? I'm assuming. And then the other side of it is that he's showing these priests that they're not needed anymore, right? These people are out in the wilderness talking to this nobody getting healed. Yahweh provides. It's pretty yawny. It's pretty
no, I'm just like, yeah, that's a horrible timing. I'm so sorry. All right, what's the next one? Who else?
Luke 5:12.
Motherfucking Luke, come back to the prison. That wasn't even a word.
Two of the old heads feeling it.
Wow, Luke is we're way ahead on Luke, aren't we?
It jumps around.
5:27. No, that's
5:12.
5:12. Oh, there's the one about your brother. Hi, Levi.
Hi, Levi.
You're in the fucking game, homie.
If anyone's anointed, he is definitely.
Anoint his head, healing a leper. Healing a leper. While he was in one of the cities, I can't fucking remember which ones. They're all just dirt towns. It's not even really a city. There came a man full of leprosy, and when he saw Jesus, his face fell off. That's the end. It's kind of short. Short one. Apparently, Jesus doesn't have time to heal him when his face falls off.
He fell on his face. It's a sign of reference.
Sorry, While he was in one of the cities, there came a man full of leprosy, and when he saw Jesus, he fell on his face and besought him, "Lord, if you will, you can make me clean." And he, Jesus, stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, "I will heal you. Be clean," said Jesus. And immediately the leprosy left him, the leper. Those are all my own. That's how I would have written it.
That's how you would have done it?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And he charged him to tell no one, but go and show yourself to the priest and make an offering for your cleansing, as Moses commanded, for a proof to the people. But so much the more the report went abroad concerning him, and great multitudes gathered to hear and to be healed of their infirmities.
Nice.
But he withdrew to the wilderness and prayed. I like this one better because they don't blame the leper for fucking yam, 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 yam. It's like, look, dude, Nirvana played a secret show. The word's going to get out. There are going to be secret shows. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And that's something we didn't bring up, but it's in this time they thought that you caused that by sinning. Leprosy, blindness, that would be...
Fucking God, they were smart back then. Fucking just brainiacs. Oh, I touched my penis. That's why it fell off.
Totally. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, like...
it's going to be such a bummer when the whole thing comes when we get... What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
It's so
what
hard
do you
not
think?
to go back to it.
What do you think? Where do you think the previous intelligences, or where do you think it went? Where do you think they went? Who built the pyramids, and what the fuck happened to them?
Man, I only know about the Bible, bro.
Same thing. Same thing. Not the New Testament, the Old Testament. But that's what I'm like. So, go ahead.
I've had a lot of thoughts lately because on the 4th of July, we just ate, we're kid free. We ate copious amounts of weed and sat down on the beach. And, it's strange, but you can actually see stars from the beach in LA. It's kind of cool. And I do have a hard time sitting at our vantage point in 2023, not thinking that all of this was some type of early visitation. I guess it's hard because I'm kind of like already on board with the aliens. And so just like past evangelistic or like evangelistic thinking, it seems to fall into that category in my mind. So I have to like...
Or have we been kept in the dark?
Oh, we're always kept in the dark. I think that's the problem, right? I think that's the thing that's making most sane humans be like, what the fuck's going on right now?
Well, so does that mean that they're already here, or they've always been here, and there are some people who know that, and all of this shit about lepers thinking that they got leprosy because they were sinning? This is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of just fucking bleakness.
Just pretty much dog shit, unfortunately, right?
Yeah, like for meals. That's what they were eating. That was the good part. It's like, and on 100 years in the grand scheme of things, blink of an eye. I get it.
Yeah.
But try living half of 100 years eating dog shit
I
and
guess
then die.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
Right?
I don't know. That's
Well-
what this makes me. That's what this makes me think of. It's like because these days, look, we're talking. This is what we're talking about. Is like we're talking about
I agree.
people who are coming down from the heavens and enlightening us on how to be, on who to be, on what to be, on what's real and what's not real, and on who's fucking gaming us. You know.
Yeah, it's just right now. I guess I'm in the spot is just like how much of this shit is just like, misinformation. How much of this shit is the government just like feeding some people shit so they'll go out and talk and it's discredit everything else. But if you go to biblically speaking, right? Like Jacob's ladder. What the fuck is that, right? Remember when this guy, he's like, obviously he's in a stressful situation. If we're going to go with the story, he's leaving his homeland. First time he fucking just fucked over his fucking brother big time, who's seems to be a big, strong guy you don't want to fuck over. So there's trauma going on. Maybe he had a hallucination. Or maybe beings had some type of fucking goddamn elevator that was just going up and down from the sky. You
tell me. Like so.
And we know it gets written out a lot. Like obviously, it's not like you read the Anunnaki everywhere. It's not like the Nephilims. It's not like we haven't encountered a verse yet in the New Testament about it, right? But in old, the Book of Enoch.
But we have encountered angels in the New Testament.
Tons, yeah. Yeah. Well,
angels showing up saying, "Here, I got good news and bad news about God." Yes, he knocked you up, but old Gabe, old G-man here is going to take care of you. Okay, now just don't say shit. I promise no one's going to throw big rocks at you at your head. We got your boy over here. We already spoke to him. You know what I'm saying? We spoke to him. He's gonna do the right thing. All right.
God's like, that ain't my baby, boy. Boy, that ain't my baby.
That's like Tony Soprano, man.
Yeah, I'm 6'1". That baby 2'2". That ain't my baby.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, again, like in other Christian or Jewish religious writings of the time, the Washers, these beings that come down and legitimately fuck with humans, like actually,
literally,
biblically speaking, yeah.
Like, and not just fucking humans, horses, cows.
Was it cattle or horses? I can't remember.
I thought it was horses, but maybe horses probably get away quicker. Probably cows. I don't care how fucking what kind of angel you are, you're not fucking a horse unless it want to be fucked. Yeah.
We should get shirts that say the original Mr. Hands and then have that verse from Enoch under it.
Totally.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a hard time speaking about it because I don't want to sound so goddamn stupid because so much of my life has been like in the green room with you trying to talk of the benefits of chastity and abstinence. How do we separate one from the other?
Separate what?
God and aliens.
Oh, why would you? Well, what do you mean? Why would you want to?
Yeah, if they come out with full proof, which I'm already on, I'm already looking up at the night sky whenever I go out, to try to see something. But if they come out with full proof, I think it's going to be a crazy revolution for the most part of people.
Well, didn't they already show that was on the cover of Time magazine and the New York Times and people were like, yeah, all right, that's cool.
Maybe it was quoting Jordan Peterson, in last year. I guess I'm just maybe I'm pumping the brakes on a little. I'm like too objective right now. But yeah, haven't they already? Like,
I mean, dude, it's the fucking, well, whatever. I mean, I don't know when we're gonna figure out whether you're right or wrong. I mean, there's always going to be some amount of spin, and like it's not coming out unless they want it to come out.
Yeah.
They'll just fucking kill people.
Well, I mean, I definitely think they're going to say they're hostile, which I don't think they are, because if we've lived this long and they're here that much,
We're just fucked.
I don't think we're fucked. Maybe, I mean, yeah, maybe what if fucking some beings from a different universe came down and fucked some monkeys, and now we're dealing with taxes and the future and anxiety. This shit
just
that the other animals here.
I think it's important to say it out loud, though, that they were really sexy monkeys. I mean, let's not judge. I mean, we've all we've been there. We've all been there.
Really good looking monkeys.
Really sexy monkeys. Look at us. I'd fuck us. I'd fuck me.
Well, if you remember too, the Watchers taught the women how to like adorn themselves with jewelry and stuff, right?
Yeah, they did.
That was in there too. So it's like even the sexualizing of women, the empowering of their sexuality seems to come from these beings, according to Enoch. That's fucking weird.
Sorta.
What now?
Power's power, man.
Or I always thought that was just a horny dude that couldn't control himself, trying to fucking blame women for it. But
hey, grab those leaves and stick them on your titties.
Yeah, please, God.
Yeah, I saw this once in a movie back home.
It's this fucking same thing with pastors.
Hey, you fuck that guy in the ass. Fuck that other guy in the ass.
It's like your algorithm betrayed you, right? Like pastors looking at TikTok, they're like, it's just bikinis and babes. It's like, nah, bitch, it's what you look at.
Yeah. You are what you eat, bitch.
Mine's a lot of cat videos. I don't know what you're dealing with.
Katie's and there's all dog videos.
We don't
do
do
TikTok.
It's 100% stand up and UFOs. It's right down. It's like 50-50 of those. It's like, it's pretty boring, actually.
Yeah.
And Bible education stuff, so it's like really boring. So,
we got more? Where
yeah,
we
because it's funny that even reading this stuff of Jesus healing someone causes us to go to UFOs.
Well, it's all this now. I think we're so timely, Leif, that we're reading the only account of aliens. We're reading the oldest account of aliens.
I don't know if there's going to be any aliens here in the New Testament. Let's say.
What are you talking about? Dude floated into heaven, Leif, and was shouting at folks. Hey, what are you fucking talking about? He's putting his hands on people and yanking the leprosy out of them. It's not real shit.
Yes, I agree. In my opinion, I don't know if these healings are real or ever happened.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah. I think Jesus
turning tail on his Lord and Savior.
No, I still love Jesus. No,
I still love Jesus.
No, I love Jesus. But
I love my dead gay Jesus.
I love my dead gay son. It's still, I don't know I think you and I are the only ones that get that reference.
Yeah, probably.
It's funny.
There's some people.
Yeah, because I've done that in public a couple times, and it's just like
not
you
your
get the sharp eye.
Yeah. Well, you can't say gay anymore about anything unless it's.
I think you can.
Gay. Unless it's truly gay.
Yeah, especially if you have a gay friend around you and you use it, they'll usually crack up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jesus, I don't think he was an alien. I think he might have been changing people's minds with that, with not just his teachings, which were completely antithetical to the fucking norm at the time, but a psychedelic wine. I feel like he was a human that reached essentially nirvana, if you will, and was trying to update Judaism with that. Now, the Old Testament has a whole bunch right? I mean, Genesis. It's in Genesis 6, right? It's the 6th chapter of the fucking Bible. Has the Nephilim in there. So Jesus being Jewish, his whole religion might have been based off of some fucking 10-foot tall weird alien that crashed in Vegas, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't think he was.
Well, so you're saying he wasn't divine?
That's a good
Because
question.
I think those two things are the same. No, now I think those two are the same. I think extraterrestrial and divinity, hand in hand, baby.
I agree. Okay.
Fingers in the
that
glove.
helps. That helps me because I would say no. I think he's just a normal person.
Well, luckily you're not going to be around long enough to find out because you're going to burn in hell forever, Leif. He was God.
I'm not saying he.
It
I'm
was
not
really
saying
nice
he
knowing.
didn't become God.
It was really nice knowing you. If you could just step away a little bit, just so when the thing
The
strikes
laser
you,
beams come down.
everybody gets the full vision of you getting imploded, struck down by the deity that was Jesus Christ.
He's super about love. Let me weed out these fucking unbelievers real quick
Right?
with my laser beam.
I'll be right with you. I got a morning's work to do. Got to run through the sheets today.
Pew 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 pew. Yeah, who the fuck believes that's some goddamn American Jesus shit right there? You know? No way.
Yep.
No way. He was a dude that got really popular for, I think, giving power to the common person, and that like just took off like wildfire.
He was basically from Aberdeen.
I mean, even smaller, maybe.
Smaller than Aberdeen?
Yeah, what's smaller than Aberdeen?
Montesano.
Montesano.
That's where Matt Lucan's from. I'm like, wait, you're from the outskirts of Aberdeen? Yeah.
There's so many. Wow. Good job making it out, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
He was in the Melvins.
He was in the Melvins?
He was the founding bass player. He was the founding member of the Melvins.
What a fucking...
Yeah.
That'll get me out. What a force of nature that band is.
Maybe we should have him come on here.
Yeah, that'd be great. Do you know Buzz? We should get Buzz on.
I don't know, Buzz.
Damn it.
They don't speak.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, that's not true. Well, they don't speak. Matt speaks of Buzz.
Oh, man, that always bums me out. I always hate when that happens.
It's inevitable.
I have really great interactions with them, for the most part, my ex-bandmates.
Yeah, but you don't have any of their catalog.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Art is proprietary, Leif, and if you don't own it, then you're not a threat.
Oh, I got a fucking BMI. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I get syncs. I got like $3.38 last year.
Last year, I got like $27, and I looked, and I was like, wow, that seems like a lot. And they're like, oh, that's because we haven't sent you anything for 6 years because there wasn't enough to send you.
Oh,
so this is 6 years worth.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I get millions every day. Every day. I get mailbox money coming out my ass. Don't you forget it. Yeah.
It is pretty cool, though, when you do get mailbox money. It hasn't happened in a long time.
It happens.
The only time I got mailbox money was Nabil. Nabil hooked us up so good.
Yeah.
He's amazing. But, like, Jesus, I feel like he was a common, amazing, brilliant, powerful human who changed tons of people's lives around him. And I'm assuming that since all of these things are written down so long after his life, without any eyewitnesses in different languages, that some shit got fucked with along the way. So I'm assuming Jesus would have been like that friend who makes way too potent brownies and lives out in the woods, you know, always has a tie-dye shirt on. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming he'd be like John the Baptist kind of vibe, you know?
Well, we don't really know who that guy was either.
Not too well. I mean, he lives out in the desert and eats locust and wild honey.
We've all been there. Where are we gonna do some more?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's keep with
But
Mark.
John doesn't have a. He doesn't give a shit about the leprosy.
No, no.
He's like, I don't
No.
fuck with leprosy.
There's plenty of healing, and there's plenty of stories like that. They're even better, obviously. But I'm looking through just to make sure there's not this same story found in John. Walking on water, the bread of life. God, John he writes so goddamn much though. Let's see if we can find Mark 2:1 in there though.
Oh, there's Mark too. God, I feel horrible.
You feel horrible? What's going on?
Oh, I just like I get up and I drink coffee and I don't eat anything and then I
Yeah.
start feeling shitty.
Yeah.
Last week when we did this, I ate a bunch of brownies for breakfast. Like, why the fuck would you do that to yourself?
Did you fall asleep right after?
I did not.
Oh man, I get that sugar crash. You wish?
I wish I would get the crash. I just feel shitty.
It is. Have you ever had like a break from processed food? Like a 2 or 3 week, like when you're eating like super healthy, and then you go back and have like fucking Jack in the Box or McDonald's or some shit. Have you done that?
We're gonna try it here, and we're gonna try it on the 19th.
It was the worst. We just did it,
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do it in Italy though for 3 weeks.
dude. Aren't you gonna be just eating pasta when you're in Italy?
It's not processed though.
Yeah, good. I just wanted to make sure you'd be eating a lot of pasta.
A lot of pasta.
In Italy.
A lot of pasta. A lot of seafood.
Yeah, that ain't the time to fucking
Nope.
count your carbs. Not when you're there.
No. I'm trying to like get down so I got some to give.
Yeah, totally. yeah.
Gonna come back and be like
fasting before Thanksgiving.
240. Hey, I gained 38 pounds. Oh, sweet. Good thinking, Jeff.
Good. Dude, pasta.
Oh, you drank the whole time too, did you? Awesome. Every day? During the day?
How'd you do that?
You look amazing.
Hey, you have diabetes?
You have all types. You have types 1 through 9.
What?
And somehow you got Hep C.
It was a toilet seat, public toilet seat. I swear, baby. Yeah, let's do.
Where are we?
Mark 2:1. Healing the paralytic.
Healing the paralytic. Paralytic? I don't think that's not politically correct.
Oh man, there's a lot of.
I can't wait till the Bible gets canceled.
Well, to be honest, I think it kind of is. Have you seen the numbers of like
Have you seen the numbers?
the number
It's
of
like,
people leaving the church?
They're in the toilet.
It's beyond the toilet. It's like, in fact, I saw this whole this TikToker making a case for why everything's becoming so dogmatic. These religious institutions, the more dogmatic they are, meaning like the place I grew up in, like this is the inerrant word of God. You have to wear jean skirts. You can't have your shoulders showing. Women, you're not allowed to jerk off. Like the more dogmatic they are, the longer they keep their congregation. The more generations stick around, the longer, because the exodus from the church is happening right now. Like it's the highest numbers of humans leaving organized religion that's ever been, I think.
Huh.
It's intense, which makes sense because what most of our faith was hinged on is all false,
Yeah.
So people read some shit.
Yeah. Healing the paralytic.
Let's do it.
Mark? Is that who this is?
Yeah, Mark, my guy.
And when he returned to Capernaum after some days, it was reported that he was at home, and many were gathered together. so that there was no longer room for them, not even about the door. And he was preaching the word to them. And they came, bringing him a paralytic carried by 4 men. And when they could not get near him because of the crowd, they removed the roof above him. No small feat, Leif.
Well, it's probably like, one of those.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They removed the roof above him, and when they had made an opening, they let down the pallet on which the paralytic lay. And when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "My son, your sins are forgiven." Now some scribes were sitting there, questioning in their hearts, "Why does this man speak thus? It is blasphemy. Who can forgive sins but God alone?" And immediately Jesus, perceiving in his spirit that they thus questioned within themselves, said to them, "Why do you question thus in your hearts? Which is easier, to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Rise and take up your pallet and walk'? But that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins," he said to the paralytic, "I say to you, rise, take up your pallet and go home." And he rose and immediately took up the pallet and went out before them all, so that they were amazed and glorified God, saying, "We never saw anything like this." Now, can we just unpack this just a little bit? Because
a lot. Thanks for the rest of the episode.
Because dude he's not picking up a pallet. He's not picking up shit.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Well, he's restored to full glory by Christ our Savior, by the Son of Man.
That's fine. Okay, fine. Okay, JC1.
What? No, but like, yeah,
Pharisees 0.
If you notice too, he was reading their minds.
Where the fuck was?
Jesus was reading their minds because he perceived in them. Right? Where was that?
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah, 2:8. Immediately, Jesus, perceiving in his spirit that they thus questioned within themselves, said to them,
So
what I'm not into, and maybe this is a translation thing. But my son, your sins are forgiven.
Oh, big deal.
Well, why? It's because he's a paralytic because he sinned?
Yes.
No.
Right. I agree with you.
Leif, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I know.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
There are lots of shitty people who can still use their legs and arms, Leif.
Again, I needed you when I was 13. You know what I'm saying? Why'd I have to wait till I was 18? Because there was a lot of tears.
You can rub out as many as you want. No one's watching.
Oh, God.
Except for that stadium full of angels.
I didn't even know what masturbation was until I was like 14 or 15. I never even heard about it.
You grew up around people.
I grew up around very different people, yeah.
When I was in 7th grade, I was at a sleepover it was a slumber party with, I don't know if I should say his name.
You don't have to.
One kid my age, one kid a year younger who knew things we had no idea about. And then the dude who's my age, his older sister and his twin sister. And we were playing Truth or Dare.
This sounds like a internet video.
This was the 70s, man. This is 1979. 1978. And
when did Star Wars come out?
76.
Okay.
Or 77. 77. So 2 years after Star Wars, whatever it was. And dude knew that's the first time I ever heard the word masturbate. And he's like trying to stick his finger inside this girl, like we're in 7th grade and she's in 8th. He's in 6th grade and she's in 8th grade. And I'm like, and she doesn't let him. He wasn't like aggressively trying. It was like, it was Truth or Dare. and she said dare. And then the word masturbate came out, and they both knew what it was. And me and Jim were like, what? What? And then it's like, oh, and then they said finger fuck. I'm like, oh, everybody, you can put that word, you can piece together what that means.
Yeah. That's got enough.
That term.
Data.
A lot more data. There's a few more things in there that are exactly.
Explanatory.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, that's what you were going to do? I would have moved away too. Yeah. But so
that was the first time you heard it?
Masturbate, yeah. Tony Glass.
Thanks, Tony.
Tony Glass. I'm gonna have to look that one up. What the fuck is it? Oh, masturbate, huh? All right. Can I do that?
Right.
Because for a long time I thought it was only something you could only something you could do to a girl.
Oh.
You could masturbate a girl.
Which is true.
Yes, you can. But I think it's called something. I think it's only masturbating when you do it to yourself.
That makes sense.
That's what that Radiohead song's about.
What one?
You do it to yourself.
Just? That's a great song. I can play every note of that record. I was obsessed. I didn't hear about masturbation until my first girlfriend, which is not really the correct word to use for this individual because we did not have a traditional relationship at all. Like, it was the weirdest thing. I go on this Mexico missions trip because I'm in love with this girl from my church. And halfway through, she explains to me that I need to stop staring at her at the campfire and that she just doesn't like me at all. And I was like, just like broken, like just crying, working in the hot sun all day, trying to hide tears, because the girl hated me.
It's sweat. It's so hot. Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's fun because by the end of the week, I'd met this really rad girl, and I was 14, but she was 18.
Yeah, she was,
and we started dating.
And masturbating.
Nope. We didn't do shit.
When you say dating.
Oh, I should say courting. Okay. We started courting. That's what my family. So every Friday, my mom or dad would drop me off at our house in Tacoma, which was a drive from ours. And I would sleep there and go to church with her. Oh, yeah, but we dated for like 3-4 years. We courted for 3 or 4 years.
So you met a girl in Mexico from Tacoma?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay,
there's a
go ahead.
bunch of groups from all around the West Coast that would meet up there at the same time. So there's like 500 kids in different groups sitting around. Right. So she happened to be in our group because she was from Washington. But it's not like we didn't really even make out for a long time. So it's like I go there Friday night, I'd do all the dishes and mow the lawn. I'd paint the trim on her house. I would I'd read her
free labor.
I'd read her little brother's bedtime stories and shit.
Like bedtime Bible stories?
No, it was just books,
Did she have parents
books.
Or were they her kids?
Mm-hmm. No,
parents,
yeah. She was much older.
It was sanctioned.
Yeah, and so we're at a birthday party from one of her friends. And, this is huge for me because I've never even been allowed to listen to secular music. And now my girlfriend, I ended up going to prom when I'm 14, to her senior prom, and I've never even got to go to a school really before. So.
So did you wear a tux?
Mm-hmm.
Was it weird?
I've been to a fuckload of proms, actually. I went to
No, but this was your first one.
Yeah.
You never,
And, Lincoln was the high school in Tacoma. So it's everyone can dance. You know what I'm saying? It's there's lots of different type of races at this school and they can get the fuck down. So here's homeschooled white Leif, just
and a heel and a toe
tight
and
shoulders.
A heel and a slide.
He, 1 and 2. It's horrible. So, but we're at this birthday party. And one of her friends made a throwaway joke about masturbation. I was like, "What's that?" And it was just like a
record skip.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
This is at prom.
No, this is at a birthday party.
Oh, okay.
No, I was.
But But
Yeah.
you know, for this story lay from now on, you should have it be a prompt.
Be a pro.
I was trying to do a dance move, and someone said masturbation. I said, "What's that?" And the whole fucking place stopped and looked at me. Back of the bus, Waldo. Yeah, yeah.
I did. Yeah. I mean, it was
But your girlfriend knew what it was.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was the first time I heard that band Hole. It was the first time I heard the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. It was the first time I heard. There was like so many bands I
Lots of
picked up
tears.
from her and her friends. Oh, dude. You know, at that before that fucking, I dropped that fucking burner in front of everyone. Before I dropped that fucking hot comment, you know, I was having the best.
Mike's
day
on,
'cause-
Leif. Mike's on. Hot mic, Leif.
Just dropping it like a newborn baby.
Oh, it's your puppy. That's fucking great. Yeah.
But that's, I was like, how did we get here? Oh, yeah, because sin. Because here's the truth. Like, man, if I had even thought about boobs during a day and then something bad happened, like let's say, God forbid, one of our dogs got hit by a car or, you know, just normal shit that well, maybe not normal shit, because like a part of our kitchen would fall off, you know?
Right.
Like, I would like be like, you know, I thought it was.
He was watching.
He was watching.
Oh, you're talking about this because he's reading the minds. He's reading minds.
God, yeah, and yeah. Jesus knows everything.
What was your senior's name?
My Megan.
Megan. Yeah. Did Megan ever touch your no-no place? You
I
have
don't
to answer
think
that.
so.
I mean, I would have remembered. I think.
Yeah, she ended up. I mean, and it devastated me, but luckily it was legitimately this summer I joined a band. Like, but she got to college and then was like,
That was that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if your boyfriend's like, you know, reading his Bible on the couch, do you want to get off? I'm sure that's not. Fucking, you know, I'm over here trying to be righteous and shit. You know, I don't know if it was
And
the
she wants
best relationship for her.
And she wants her boobies touched.
Probably, I'm assuming. Yeah,
I mean, I want my boobies touched.
right. Yeah, yeah.
What else?
Not
We got? We still
everyone's-
going here? We still going? We got more?
What? Well, so Jesus, there's a fun thing I wanted to bring up because when we first started, I'd make some of these comments about like my thought processes growing up, like the fucking what do we call it? The residue that indoctrination kind of leaves behind, and this thing of Jesus knowing everything, including your inner thoughts, like it's gonna build more and more and more. Like he got like 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 he knows everything, you know. And then not only this, but he likes people who are really aggressive in their faith, right? Here in this thing he's teaching, it's so crowded that the person, like, you know, news is spread far and wide about of him healing people, and these group of, goddamn it, at least in the story, pretty good friends, right? They have to go into the roof and lower a guy in. That's how crowded it is, right? So like, if you're willing to like go above and beyond for your faith, you know, it seems to get rewarded. So like this, I don't know. That
was
seems pretty deep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How much could I pray? 3 hours tonight instead of just 2? Could I pray for 4 without falling asleep? That's a long time to keep your eyes closed on the ground, you know? So yeah, it's like, you know, imagine going to a Bible study in your local community with your local community church, and you read this verse, and just everyone's just fucking shooting from the hip of intelligence and theology, you know, for hours on what these verses mean, you know. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of it makes sense how you can create fanatics. What now?
Yes. Fanatics, radicalization. Well, I guess those are. I think those are actually different. Radicals happen. No,
What do you
oh,
mean?
never mind.
You think they're different?
Yeah, fanatics are into it because of the frenzy, and radicals are turned into it because the opposite view has somehow catalyzed their hatred or their
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
this isn't these aren't my thoughts. This is just like this is when you radicalize someone, it's like it's usually on purpose, and it's like the CIA does that to people. They're like that's how they turn people. Is they, it's that same thing, and like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of
Fact check.
yeah, I have a lot of experience with individuals that like their fanaticism with the religion actually has become a mental illness, in my opinion, where reality isn't meeting up with anything they think, say, or do, and therefore they kind of keep getting like, I don't know, punished by God or something. Their lives kind of just keep going in the fucking toilet. It's really sad. It's like you can't just pray and not do anything.
God is dead. Yeah, he's not listening. Although, you know what? That's I don't think that's fair either. Because whatever it is, you can totally you can bend the world to your will. You can create physically and spiritually.
I think it's what if Squires is right? Like everything you think can become reality, actually. You haven't heard that one yet? You laughed. Look at that face. You're like, fuck Squires.
No, it's not. Squires is just like, wait, that's a Mike Squiresism? Anything you have, you can. Mike Squires, Mike Squires. No, I'm just like, Mike is, well, he would say the same thing. He makes, his mind works overtime on doing the right thing.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I don't know that it's always necessarily to his betterment.
I ain't even gonna touch that shit.
Well, no, I think he holds himself to an unrealistic standard, honestly, and I fucking tell that to him all the time. I told it to him like 3 days ago.
You mean because he likes to work 22 hours a day, and
it's just like holistically, that's who Mike is. Is like I think that fuck, we love Mike. He's fucking
the best.
And you know what? I can't talk shit about it because it landed him back in Seattle, Washington. So I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's time to start a bunch of metal bands.
Fuck that New York shit. Not that New York's not great. I'm just saying Mike Squires belongs in the P and Dub.
I was wondering how I got to that thoughts create reality, but
Jesus, because he was reading their minds, and when you were a kid, that was really very that one stunk. That one stuck you. It stung you.
It's still in me. Yeah. You
can't get that one out.
No. Which is fun though, because being able to actually control your thoughts a little bit is very helpful.
Well, so I told you about the mantra. I've been like, during the really challenging times of life, just saying that, like in real time, like when it's like, okay, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Do not reply. Do not reply. Do not reply. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh shit, why I can throw the mantra out and just like control your thoughts. Control Beautiful. It is what your mind is doing, literally, by demanding it repeat this thing over and over and over until you're calm. You can do that. You don't have to respond to people or to situations shooting from the hip. You can get yourself in control first. And I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good. I've gotten better because being a parent, you can't just yell at your kid.
No.
I mean, you can, but that makes you an asshole. And nobody wants to be an asshole.
Nobody. And Proverbs talks about that all the time. That book it's talks about the destructive power of the tongue. How it's sharper than a two-edged sword, a double-edged sword. Yeah, I mean, it has the power to create and the power to tear down.
And to what?
Tear down?
Tear down, yeah.
Yeah, that might be an NIV, though.
I don't know what that means.
Well, like, I've been, like, trying to...
What does that mean?
New International Version, which is a translation of the Bible. So we're reading the ESV. There's the NIV. There's all these different ones. But 90s Christians were raised on the NIV, which is like the most flowery, eat, pray, love. It's like the pillows with all the fucking sayings on them.
That's
the NIV. Yeah, it's fucking awful. Let's do one more, because this happens in Luke 5:17 has the healing of the paralytic as well.
Wait, that was 5:7. That was Luke.
Oh, I thought we just read 2:1 in Mark.
No, I read 5:17
in Luke.
In Luke, yeah. Oh,
I don't think you did. I was following along.
Huh? They're mine. I already had. They're both right here. Let's see. Oh, no, you're right. Okay.
Wow. Sweet. I pay attention to you. See, I like
7. So we're 5:17 then.
Because I respect you and appreciate you. So I pay attention.
You touch me like you know me. And that I do appreciate. I don't like having to repeat myself. Healing the paralytic. 5:17. Mark. Is this Mark?
It's Luke.
Wait, I told it wrong. One of those days, as he was teaching, there were Pharisees and teachers of the law sitting by who had come from every village of Galilee and Judea and from Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was with him to fucking heal. Bam. And behold, men were bringing on a bed a man who was paralyzed, and they sought to bring him in and lay him before Jesus. But finding no way to bring him in because of the crowd, they went up on the roof and let him down with his bed through the tiles into the midst before Jesus. There was a really big deal that they had to go through the roof. It's a really big deal.
That's how many people were trying to hear this man speak. You know what I'm saying?
And when he
sold out the garden.
I'm John, whatever it is, it's fantastic.
It's tremendous.
And when he saw their faith, he said, "Man, your sins are forgiven." And the scribe,
he does say that was Reddy was reading the Bible, folks.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. Who is this that speaks blasphemies? Pharaoh. And the scribes and the Pharisees began to question, saying, "Who is this that speaks blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God only?" When Jesus perceived their questionings, he answered them. So this time he's not reading their minds, because they said that shit out loud.
Which is interesting. Yeah.
Why do you question in your hearts? Well, that's tough to say.
Okay.
Which is easier to say your sins are forgiven you, or to say rise and walk? But that you may know that the fucking Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins, he said to the man who was paralyzed, "I say to you, you will know I am the Lord when I lay my hands upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger." Right. I say to you, rise up, take your bed and go home. And immediately he rose before them and took up that on which he lay and went home, glorifying God. And amazement seized them all, and they glorified God and were filled with awe, saying, "We have seen some strange fucking shit today."
Kind of a funny reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty I mean, it's got a couple more details than the Mark encounter, right? But like,
Yeah,
it's
well, I
pretty
mean,
much the same.
yeah, it'd be interesting to hear from Matt about the. We just need to. We'll just constantly reference Matt until he like tells us to stop, or he starts chiming in.
That's how
Because
we get him around.
I think Matt would say that. Let's just start saying that. Let's start speaking for him. Matt would say, I'm sure that the translation in this, Matt would say that Jesus perceived the questionings. Why do you question in your hearts? I'm sure that Matt would say that. See, he's reading their minds.
Yeah, but see, it does say they questioned, right? So it seems like they spoke it aloud here.
Well, yeah,
definitely in the first one.
But Jesus makes it sound like they didn't say it out loud. He says, "Why do you question in your hearts?"
Yeah.
And I'm sure Matt would say that was outright.
Jesus he's got some powers.
I'm just kidding.
I love
we have seen some strange shit today, bro.
Well, I like too that there's always this hinge where like, so the religious leaders are pissed at him because he forgave sins, right? And at least on earth, there's you have to have sacrifice to appease that. You have to like give something to God to get that forgiveness.
Well, yeah, because God can, but
God's the only one who can forgive. That's what they just said right here too. Who can forgive sins but God?
Well, yeah, but who's the conduit to God but us? So you give us your money, and then we'll talk to God for you.
And these are those guys. The Pharisees and the scribes and the Pharisees are the religious elite.
Yeah,
the vocational, if you will. But so they're focused on the fact that he's saying forgive sins, and every time he's like, "Oh yeah, bitch, what would be harder to do?" And then he fucking homeboy takes up his mat and walks.
Mike drops. Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
It's a little showy. It's a little showy.
But like, let's think of it as like which is essentially what all these books are trying to do, is say that Jesus is the fulfillment.
It's not what they're trying to say. That's what they say.
They
say, and this glorified God. Did it? Or did he fucking stick him with a needle? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when he gets crucified, Jesus, one of the events that takes place is that the temple, the Holy of Holies, the most inner circle of their temple, where the Ark of the Covenant used to be, and where you'd sacrifice or you'd sprinkle the blood on the altar. This place is so holy that they would tie ropes around the foot of whatever priest was sent in there in case he touched it and died, because no one else can go in. So in order to get the dead body out, they would have to like pull him out. And when Jesus dies on the cross, there's a curtain between the outer and the inner, and it rips open, supposedly. So it's like Jesus is he's taking away the Old Testament sacrificial system, and he's like bringing Judaism into this new. He is the lamb, he is the sacrifice once and for all. You don't have to sacrifice anymore. It's so boring for you. It's so, I can watch your eyes just get like the bullshit meter just like starts like the Price is Right wheel. They pull that fucker down and it starts spinning.
Well, on that note, Leif, I gotta go. That's a perfect ending to this one.
You really, yeah. We did get to the Bible faster than we ever have. So
I have 8 minutes before I have to leave.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Well,
look, I'm my thing on that whole, like we've talked about that before with the guy they tie the rope around his thing. Like there's thought that like the Holy Grail is like a nuclear device. It was like there's some sort of like radiation, and like they'll get burned literally. Like and if they stick around, like that's why you can't look at it. That's the whole thing with the So it's like that's I don't know if Jesus. Yeah. Well, at least for the Holy Grail, at least for that the holiest of holies is that thing. Or is there's I'm not saying is that thing, but that's there was some people I talked to said that's probably what it was. It's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, in the Old Testament there's a story of they were moving the ark to a different place, and it was starting to fall over, and someone reaches out to, stabilize it, and instantly dead.
Yeah, apparently you can't touch that shit.
No one can see the face of God and live, except pretty much everybody. Because Moses and Aaron.
Except when he's in a parade.
Yeah, except when he's on a mountain with all the fire. So you can see him. You see him good.
No, that's him for sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the healings Jesus is throwing out here are very impressive for you, but
don't
I like
make
them.
it. No, don't
like
make
them.
this about me. It has nothing to do with me. Like it's it's like it's not about me, man. If you haven't convinced me, it's not my problem.
I do agree with that. With Christians, guaranteed.
Yeah,
the burden of proof is on them.
Seriously, especially now.
Specifically,
just listen to Michio Kaku. Michio Kaku.
Love him. Have you tried to? I've tried to read his books. They're so, and I know he's dumbing it down, but I'm just like,
I haven't tried. I will. Maybe
they're
someday.
pretty good. There's another guy, Brian Greene. There's another astrophysicist that's worse. Where I literally didn't even know any of the words. Like I didn't even get 2 chapters. Yeah. All right, let's say goodbye.
Okay, love you.
Bye,
Thanks everybody
everyone.
for
Thank
listening.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.